depart in
And then we're going to do an activity around it later.
5 minutes. If you have to come on over to the food service workers and hospitality workers where we'll be starting our first phase.
You guys are professionals. Okay, so we'll
But can you imagine the Bravo?
And we'll bring her to our the ashes of the old. We sing songs and flames and talk about him much. The ashes of this rebel voice are still too hot to touch. We sing his songs and flames and talk about him much. The ashes of this rebel voice are still too hot to touch.
Hi there, how you doing? All right, nice day in the park, a lot of good people here.
Let's see if we can keep the thing cool.
Yeah, so far so good. Hey.
They are a raspberry vanilla
Alright, so we
shortbread.
need 10 at table 2, just so you know. So we're going to need 10 at table 2.
And table 2.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah, so yeah.
I feel like people told you already.
Steve mentioned it.
You guys hear me right now? Okay. We have Sky Chef, we have Hilton in the house, we have OCC, Oregon Convention Center servers. Where they are. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Turn your mic. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, gotcha. We have huge corporations in this city, food service corporations like Aramark, Hilton, Hyatt, Suit. And in order to raise the standards for food service workers, we have to organize. We have to unionize. And you have these big places that talk about buying local and food sustainability. But part of sustainability is workers' rights, the sustainable wages. And so today we're out here as food service workers showing you what we do, what we bring to this city. And we want you to enjoy your food. And I'm going to hand it off to Ben, who's a bartender at the PCTA. Thank you for coming.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I'm Ben Marston, proud member of Unite Here Local 8.
Thank you.
I've been in the service industry for 20 years, and I've seen a lot of bad bosses in that time. And I've come to know that the only way to make these bad bosses behave is to organize and get the workers together and stand up for dignity and respect. And I'm here today and I'm involved with my union because I believe that our jobs have value.
Yes.
And a lot of people told me in that 20 years, get a real job. You know, when I say my boss disrespects me, I don't make enough to pay my bills. Oh, get a real job. You know what? This is a real job. this is a real job, and we deserve real wages. We deserve health care. We work hard just like everybody else. Why is my job worth less than some jerk on Wall Street? Why is that? Why do people think that's okay? It's not okay. We deserve to feed our families just like everybody else. So that's why I decided to step up and take a leadership role in my union, and now I'm on staff of my union, on leave of absence. And Aramark keeps crying, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? I'm never coming back. I'm working for my union, baby. All right, so we've got some awesome workers here that are gonna come up and speak in their own words. We didn't write these scripts for them. This is their own words. And first up, I've got my man Andrew. We've worked very closely together in the past few years. I have a lot of respect for this guy. Andrew, come on up here and grab the mic. Give Andrew a round of applause, everybody.
Hi folks, my name is Andrew School, and I am a service industry professional. I've been in this business for over 10 years, and I love what I do. Currently, I work for Aramark at the Oregon Convention Center, just down the street here, and I love working there. It's really fun.
I've dealt with you. You're a nice guy. I've had you serve me.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What we do there is not easy. It's hard work. We lift, we carry, we drag, we pull, and we always do it with a smile. From carrying heavy trays full of 10, 12, 15 plated dinners at a time, polishing silverware by hand. You know, usually we don't have to move tables, but sometimes we do. But I love it, and I'm very passionate about it. But, you know, now I have union protection, and because of that, I've got a much safer job environment than I ever had before in the service industry. And I'm really glad of that, and you know what, we need more of that.
Yeah!
I will say that while I get to serve really fresh food most of the time, I know not everything I'm serving is as fresh as it could be, and let's do better at that. Yeah. All right? Okay. I now have access to health care, and that is a first for me in the service industry. And at $40 a month, that's very reasonable. I think that's great. Let's make that happen for everyone. Yeah! So I really thank everyone for coming out today, letting you see what I get to do for fun and make decent money. But hey, I'd like to make more money. Doesn't everyone? Yeah! But anyways, I hope you all just really enjoy yourselves. Let us take care of you. We are going to show you the best that Portland has to offer. We're hard workers, and when we do good for you folks, we make Portland look good, and we make this city a better place to live for everyone. So thank you very much.
And you know, something that Andrew talked about when we sat down and talked about this, people like Andrew are the face of this city, all right? Working at the convention center, we have people from all over the world. Where I work at the Performing Arts Center, people from all over the world. And we are the face of this city. We represent this city. We bring a lot of business and money to this city. And that ought to be worth something. So next up is Tia from Vancouver Hilton, and we're very happy to have her. Tia, take it away.
Hi, my name is Tia. I work at Vancouver Hilton, and I've been in the hospitality and service industry for over 10 years. As a banquet server, I take a blank room and I turn it into a beautiful canvas. From ensuring the silverware sparkles to the centerpiece looking just right. I serve your meal with pride and satisfaction. I ensure those with dietary restrictions have no worries during their meals that they're going to consume something that they shouldn't or can't. I clear away your dirty dishes so that you can enjoy your program. And wipe the slate clean so I can begin anew. Being corporate, my management always harps on putting a smile on my face. The customer loves your smile. Make sure you smile. But with my job, I don't need to smile because I love my job. I find a deep sense of pride and satisfaction in serving real food through a real job to my guests, which puts a smile on my face naturally. In essence, I am the drop of water that starts the ripple. When I do well, my guests not only come back to enjoy another round, they tell their friends, their coworkers, who also come to find out what made their event so special. And in return, they not only spend money in my hotel, they spend money in the surrounding businesses around my hotel. So not only myself, but my coworkers and my neighbors can spend more money in our economy to keep us rolling. I am proud to be that drop of water, but not all jobs are, not all places have real food, real jobs. They're not all real jobs with real food, sorry. I was a senior in high school. I was living on my own. I was trying to pay my rent, my bills, trying to make it on my own. And my biggest concern was maintaining a 4.0, but I had to have a job. I went through several jobs because it was really hard to find one that worked around my hours and paid enough to pay my bills. And I found one eventually. Gave me 40 hours a week. However, they wanted more. They wanted me to work off the clock because they didn't want to pay me overtime. But they paid me in food, so that makes it okay, right? No overtime, no exceptions. Off the clock and I get free food. What a great job. But in addition, I was sexually harassed at work. That doesn't happen, right? You tell your management, it all gets fixed, right? Boys will be boys. And the more I said something, the worse it got. Thank goodness, I only had to bite my tongue till I graduated and I could move on and find a better job. But now I have a better job that pays better. I have access to health care. It's a great job, and it's all because of the union. I have a real job because I have a union. One where I know that I matter, I am respected, and I am compensated fairly for the work that I put out. I am proud to serve real food in a real job.
All right. All right, Tia is one of our most active members. We're very proud of her, and she spends just about every day kicking the boss's ass, so we love you. Go Tia. Next up is Jack, and she is on the cook line currently. All right, Jack is a Portland Hilton guy. And one more thing before Jack goes on. I did want to mention that Oregon Convention Center is going into negotiations. Our contract expires at the end of August. And we're going to need the community to stand up with us. When we go to Metro, we tell them that they need to put pressure on their mark
good to see
to
you.
make these good jobs, good paying jobs. We're going to need you guys to stand with us. And I hope you'll be there. So, saying that, I'm going to pass it off to Jack. And Jack is the one who prepared this meal and created the entire menu. It's like with the staff here today, so give her a big round of applause.
The reason that I wrote is because every day something changes. And even things that I've been doing for the entire 20 years, I will stick around and create an entirely new dish. Italian, fine dining. And so our people basically have us, or our chefs basically have us creating every day for something new. And we have a freedom within that, and it's because of the union. It's because of the union that they care enough about us to let us have that creativity, to let us have, to ask for our insight, and the union helps them to basically guide us in what we're doing. But I come from a place where unions are bad, so coming to Portland, Oregon has been amazing because I've been shown by Ben and Shalia and Jen and Laura that there is a different way of life as far as how to be treated in a restaurant, and that is a massive difference because I've been fired before. Well, not fired, but told to try and move because of just speaking out and saying that this is wrong, that we're overworked, that we're underpaid, that there's no benefits. So the union itself has changed my entire life. I will be fighting for the union till I die. So y'all enjoy the food and power to the people.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I don't know which one's mine. The one that has more. What has what? Do it. Oh, how you can? I want to look like this. Okay.
You done somebody? I'll take that. Thanks for playing. Hey guys, come ring Neil McFarlane's bell.
One of the things we're here today to highlight is not just union jobs, but the other side of that. What does a non-union job look like? And what is their experience like? So we've got somebody here today that's been working with our union, and he knows what it is to work a non-union job, and he's going to talk today about that. So Lewis, step on up here.
Hi guys, my name is Lewis. I am a non-union food service worker. I work in a cafeteria, but I won't tell you which one because I would be terrified if my boss found out that I was here talking about unions and talking about the struggles in my life and the struggle of workers because I'm scared, and I'm scared at my job every day. And that's what it means to work without a union. That's what it means to be a worker just on your own. I've worked in the food service industry since I left college. I started working in a hotel in Chicago, and one of my first days there, the manager had changed around the schedule so that older employees were getting kicked out and needing to leave. And this worker who had been working the same shift for years had to make a choice between the job he was working now and his second job. And he chose the second job, and I asked my coworker, well, why was it? Why didn't you choose the other job? And he said, oh, that was a union job. Of course he wouldn't give up his union job. And he did. He left the job we were at just so he could stay with his union job. There's a reason for that. Where I work, I have no power. That's really what unions are about. I have no power in my workplace. I have no input on how I do my work, and no input on my scheduling, I have no input on my wages, my benefits, and anything. It's all decided by my boss, and I'm left to the whim of my boss. And people say, you know, if you don't like where you work, go change it, right? Go step somewhere else. And that's the only power they give us, power to quit on our own. Where I work, I have an abusive manager who screams at us every day, who makes us feel like peanuts. And one worker was this very strong young woman, couldn't take it anymore. And she got pissed. She got really angry one day. And she walked into the boss's office and she said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with you. And she threw her apron on the ground and walked out. The next day, she said, I quit.
Okay, let's start.
The next day, she calls the general manager of the outfit, and she says, I did this thing yesterday. I kind of would like to work here, actually. I can't work with this manager, but I do like my job. I do like my work. And he said, okay, I'm going to talk to her, and I'll give you a call back. 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by, and no call back. Finally, in the mail, she received a letter that says that she's been terminated from this job. Just so they could take away her power to quit. The one thing we're supposed to have, the power to leave a job that sucks, they took that away from me. That's how little power I have in my workplace. But that doesn't change the fact that I like my work. I deal with students all day long. I develop a relationship with the students. I talk to them on an important part of their lives. I like that. I want to be proud of that. I am proud of that. But my bosses won't let me be proud of that. My bosses won't let me pay attention to what I'm doing because I'm too scared to mess up or else I'm going to yell at them. So, obviously, this would change with the union. I want to talk about how I see what the union means. A union is not some person that represents me in the bargaining table. A union is not having a contract. A union is having collective power with my coworkers. A union is having the ability to stand up with my coworkers and say what we demand and win it. Yeah, and I want to say that we need to think creatively about what workers want. You know, I want a raise. I want cheaper healthcare. I want to save my scheduling. Oh, that's true. But I'm also a worker, and I also have to eat. I also eat at restaurants where workers make food. I also get served at hotels where workers are cleaning the rooms. And I want, as a worker, I want good food. I want those workers to have good jobs. I want a healthy community. And the struggle of workers is not just the workplace. The struggle of workers is the struggle for people everywhere. And so, if we're standing up and acting collectively, if we're taking the power that we have as workers through our union, then we're going to be fighting about more than just workplace conditions. We're going to be fighting about societal conditions. And that's why I'm here today, to fight for real food and real jobs.
So we want to thank everybody again for coming, and we hope that you signed our petition over here to support Aramark workers, and we just want everybody to understand that this isn't just about our union. It's not just about our workers. This is about everybody in this city, in this state, in this country, in this world. All right? This is a global movement we're talking about. I'm proud of my union because we support causes like fighting for undocumented workers and fighting for marriage equality and LGBT rights in the workplace. And this is what our labor movement needs to look like. And these people that you've seen today, we've stepped up because we believe in taking ownership of our union. And we believe that the workers should decide the direction we take. We're all from the rank and file. We're proud to be here with you today. I hope you enjoyed everything, and thank you very much.
There you go. T-salt. It's close enough. It'll be actually T-salt.
We're trying to listen.
Oh no.
Hi, my name is Tristan. I'm a community
And when instead of us going on strike, we just locked up there.
Well, I just wonder, you know, how far people are willing to go. And in so many areas, it's like even with this last thing that they've got so many immigrants coming, many of them maybe here on green cards. And the unfortunate thing is that they don't have good language skills. So they brought in often tossing crap out of them. They're from countries where it's really states where they've never known anything.
Bring them into our union.
Yeah.
Give them the
Excuse me, gentlemen. This woman, one of the guys with the light, she landed on number 3. And your name is Ingrid? This is Rich.
How you doing? Portland workers are being replaced by the downturn in the economy with temporary, part-time, even as low as prison labor. You know, the city will talk an anti-Walmart line, but their practices are lockstep behind a Walmart hiring model. Where do those temporary workers go to their health care? They go to the emergency room, just like the Walmart workers do. Where do they go? How do they get fed? They get on food stamps, just like the Walmart workers do. Shame on the city of Portland using your tax dollars and then turn around and using the state to subsidize low-wage hiring. The city of Portland is doing the same thing for Walmart.
We got another gambler who's going to gamble the
What's going on here? We're going to take a walk around, see what's going on here. Get involved in what's going on,
So, you'll be planned? Okay. I don't know. I'm not like decently. They added me out a few more.
All right, so We have a wall over here. We want to invite you to come over and put your thoughts up on the globalization, financialization, privatization, austerity wall. And we're going to break down all those terms for you. Because like we said, we know you don't use them every day in your everyday life. When you watch the NBA finals on TV, they weren't talking about globalization on there. So some of us may not know what that is. And some of us that think we know may not know what it is. So we want to talk about it here today and have some people come and discuss how these things are impacting you in your day-to-day life. Because whether we know it or not, when you take a breath, you're dealing with globalization. When you put food in your mouth, you're dealing with financialization. When you take your children to school, you're dealing with privatization. And when you look at how you can take care of your household and make sure you have enough food and things to eat and things to get through the day as a family, you're dealing with austerity. So whether we know it or not, all these things are impacting our lives every day. So we want to invite you to come over to the wall and put your thoughts here so we can discuss it. This is going to be an outstanding exercise here, one of many outstanding exercises going on today. We have comfortable blankets for you to sit on. We have trees to shield you from the hot sun that is even hotter than it should be because of the devastation to the environment. So we invite you to come over to the teach out. It's a teach out because we're outside, right? We're outside in the elements and we're teaching out and we're teaching each other today about these topics. So we want you to come over. We're going to have people talk to you today about all of these different topics that are going on. Talk to you today about society and services and things that should be utilized. If you work, you pay taxes. You should get services for those taxes. That's the reason why you pay them. You don't pay taxes so that your money can be used to invade other countries, kill innocent people, slaughter innocent babies, and then you can't even have a decent school for your children to go to. You can't even have services for people who are down on their luck or have chemical dependency programs and with just a little help could turn their lives around. There's no money for that because they're tying up all the money and destroying the entire planet. So that's what we're here to talk about. I know it might seem like Disneyland, but it's a very serious topic we're discussing here today. So we invite you to come over. We invite you to put your comments up on the wall here. What do you know about globalization? What does it mean to you? What does financialization mean to you? What does privatization mean to you? What does austerity mean to you? And even if you don't think you know what those mean, or you might be a little confused, or you think you might have 80% of it, but the other 20% you're still working on, write up there what you know, because that's what we want to do, is try to flush all that out. That's what we're going to do here today under this warm sun in this wonderful Holliday Park. So come on over. We're going to have some people talking to you about how each of these areas impacts their lives. We're going to get this program going here. We invite you to come over.
Yeah, like on the side. We'll go diagonally through it. I guess we can. And then there's, let me put this down and get my, the guy from, there you go. I'm a banker too. Hit me in the face. You guys both. We're gonna say I'm untouchable. Hey, what's up with that?
You gotta get him again, don't you? You gotta get him another 2 or 3 times.
I am the 1%. I am the 1%.
And no one even cares anymore. Yeah, sorry.
That looks like exercise here. One of many outstanding exercises going on today. We have trees to shield you from the hot sun that is even hotter than it should be because of the devastation to the environment. So we invite you to come over to the teach out. It's a teach out because we're outside, right?
I was just talking about
outside in the element. And we're teaching out and we're teaching each other today about these topics. So we want you to come over. We're going to have people talk to you today about all of these different topics that are going on. What you know, because that's what we want to do is try to flush all that out. That's what we're going to do here today under this warm sun in this wonderful Holliday Park. So come on over. We're going to have some people talking to you about how each of these areas impacts their lives. We're going to get this program going here. We invite you to come over. So this teach out is getting underway right now.
So do soundproof classroom installs and speakers? No, I yeah, so as a former member of CWA, I'm friends with Toby over at 483. I'm just pumping it around now too. It's good.
Are you going to make an announcement?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, we're the Martin Luther King Day Labor Center here, run by VOS. We're trying to get support to save our center. We need help getting the mayor to do what he says he's going to do, which is help us have a permanent solution, a permanent home for the Day Labor Center. So if you come sign the petition, that would really help us out. We need to get the mayor behind us and get a permanent solution for Day Labor Center.
And I'm going to start first by talking about globalization and what it means to me. So you all know we live in a society here today where money is more important than people. You know that, right? And the definition of that is called capitalism. That's the system that we live in. Capitalism is a system where everything that we need to function as human beings is produced for profit. So you can't even have water without paying for it anymore. If you want good water that tastes good, you got to pay for it. If you want air conditioning in your house, you got to pay for it. You want something to eat, you got to pay for it. And who you pay, they make money off of that. So that's what this system is. And what's happening with globalization is that system of capitalism, profit over people, is in a state of decline. It's declining. It's losing its effectiveness. It's losing its ability to control markets all over the world. And so because of that, it's consolidating its power all over the world. And it's doing that by controlling other economies, by militarily conquering people, by doing all of these things to try to accumulate as much control over resources that it can. So it creates a worldwide system of dominance where profit is more important than people. So that's my definition of globalization.
All right. Can you guys hear me on this mic? Who has a definition of financialization that they can say in 30 seconds or less? Who here knows what financialization is? Okay. Do you want to give your definition? No? Okay. So my definition of financialization is the reduction of value to financial instruments. So, for instance, housing. Housing is a human need, right? It has a lot of value to us, but all it's worth now is what it's worth on the market. It's a financial instrument. It's a share on the market. And that's what financialization is. It's the whole reduction of all value to a financial instrument. Does anybody have any clear definition on that? Any take on it? Any other interpretation? Okay.
So the next one is privatization. And so an example of privatization is we have services and things that we use in the society that we pay taxes for that should be provided to us because we're paying for them as working citizens in this society, like public education. And what we're seeing with public education, like with the Oregon State University system right now, this state is in, there are forces that are in the process of attempting to privatize the Oregon State University system. So what happens is that instead of it being a system that's affordable so that everybody has the opportunity to go and receive a college degree, you're looking at a system where there will be individual governing boards at each university, and the requirements would be based on your ability to meet certain standards that would make you attractive to corporations. So this is an effort that's being headed up by Phil Knight and Nike and these kind of people. So that's an example of where public services are being privatized so that they can serve the purpose of corporations.
And last, we have austerity, and I know there's people here who know the definition of austerity. Who wants to give it?
And we represent food service workers.
Stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. Does everybody agree with that definition? Go ahead, Sally.
And we're really glad to have you here today. So today we are here to highlight the work that we do. And I've been in the service industry for 20 years. I've seen a lot of stuff.
Right. So Sally just said that instead of raising revenue, you're cutting jobs and people in Portland. And that's an example of austerity. People agree with that? Yes?
I always said I would never have.
So my take on it is that austerity is the demand of the CEOs, the capitalists, and the banksters. And that's how they achieve globalization, privatization, and financialization, is by making our governments cut and cut and cut and reduce spending when it comes to human needs. So now we have some speakers who are going to talk about how they're directly impacted by those big picture issues.
That's why
first we have Andrea.
Undocumented workers' rights. That's why we fight for LGBTQ equality. And I'm very proud of our union stance on those issues. So, our main
how is everyone doing?
A lot of struggles, let's be honest.
Good. So, my name is Andrea, or Drea, and I work for an organization called VOS Workers' Rights Education Project, and we operate the MLK Junior Workers Center. How many of you know what the MLK Junior Workers Center is? Awesome. Great. I am the development director there, so what I do is write a lot of grants and get a lot of money for the organization. So I'm going to talk a little bit about globalization and how that affects our day laborers, the immigrant communities that we work with, and to some extent our own families and communities. So I know that on the majority of the applications that I submit, one of the main questions that people ask us is, what are the problems that day laborers face? Please write this in 100 words, 200 words. And that's not really a lot of room, right? But we know that day laborers face very real things like wage theft, like homelessness, like discrimination, and finding work on the street, right? So that's one of the main reasons why the center is so helpful for workers, because we address a lot of these issues. So, why are day laborers on the street? Why are immigrants forced to work jobs that only allow them income for 1 day or 1 week? A lot of our day laborers are actually the people who are the main workers in their family. So when we start thinking about these things as an organization, we know that the best impact that we can have is to address a lot of these issues at an institutional level and figure out really why are our people in our communities constantly on the move, constantly looking for work, constantly feeling like they are on the grind all the time. And that does have a lot to do, what we've noticed, it all goes back to globalization. So a lot of the countries that people are immigrating from have been displaced. People have been displaced because of things like NAFTA and free trade agreements that folks have been frustrated with and have needed to move from their homes, from the communities of their ancestors and of their whole families. And so when we're seeing in Oregon is what we're seeing nationally, right? And right now, comprehensive immigration reform is a huge topic. It actually just passed in the Senate, I believe. and we're really excited to see some movement there. But as we're thinking about immigration reform, as we're thinking about how we can better impact our day laborers, our immigrant folks, you really need to think about globalization on a larger scale and how we can work together to make sure that we're not just addressing putting a band-aid on things, right, and just giving people housing if they are displaced, but that we're figuring out how to really combat everything else that's going on. And that's what we do at VOS, and that's what we try to do for day laborers. But we really do encourage you all to take a look around at all of the other places here today and think about how globalization has maybe impacted your family, whether it has been recently or in the past, and how we can continue to work together to make sure that we are constantly being a community that is open and welcoming for everyone, but also understanding of a lot of these issues that are going on, right? That's all I have. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Leona and I'm a student at Portland State University. So my whole life I've been told, you go to high school, you go to college, you get a job, you have a family, and there's like a specific formula that everyone is told to follow, and no one knows really how to break out of it. I got to university, I'm 3 years in, and it took me that long to realize how corporate my university is. And with a university with 20,000 students, a commuter school, it is really hard to get people involved in actually caring about their education and what's happening. Basically, we're living in a society of corporate universities that are adopting corporate practices antithetical to the real mission of fostering critical thinking and teaching people how to be better people. Programs are getting cut with real importance, like extracurricular activities, student government, student stuff is being undermined. Like at my university, we have a student cafe that is getting its funding cut, our student radio is getting its funding cut. Basically everywhere you turn, a student program is getting its funding cut. And no one cares. And I don't know what to do about it. Basically, students are being distanced from their education. And we are entering a world of university McDonald's, where students pick a course off the menu with cycling professors teaching cookie-cutter classes that they don't really care about, because they're being given a curriculum just to follow. This adds up to unimpressive meals, leaving students sick of their education and losing faith in learning in general by the time that they leave, because what they had was worthless. They feel powerless to change anything. They complain amongst themselves at their tables, but they don't know who to go to and don't know that anyone will listen if they talk to them. They're so exhausted by working 1 or 2 or more jobs, disheartened by the lack of any real engagement or inspiration, that they have no desire to invest any type of energy to change where they are. And this is reflected in the rest of our lives. We take jobs that we think we deserve with security and benefits, or settle for less because we already start in the negative. We're desperate, frustrated, and defeated. And this is exactly the opposite of how the university should leave us. And it is not what we deserve.
Hello, I'm Chris Bochus. I work as a school bus driver. I drive your children to and from school. Unfortunately, it's a privatized company. It's privatization. They sent the local school bus and your tax money overseas as profit rather than to the workers where it belongs. Safety. Safety is not a #1 concern with privatization. Profit, that's what they're all about. Wages, they take our wages that would normally get, and after we had the contract, our reduced wages go as profit overseas, not to the locals, overseas. We have healthcare, that's profit going overseas, it's not going to us. Sick days, going overseas, not to us. We've had people come in and drive the school bus that are sick because company policy is too many sick days, you lose your job. Yeah, we've had the same gentleman came to work sick because he can't afford to stay home. He has to feed his family, and had an accident with children on the bus. 2 days later, they canceled the safety meeting. There's no profit in safety. Your money that you're paying taxes for, that should be going back into the community as wages, as health care, as safely driving your students to and from school, is going as profit overseas. Now, how many people here have children or know children to drive in a school bus? How many people think that it is the safest way to get back and forth to school? It should be. That's where the money should be going, and it should be going in ways it should be going there in ways that benefit not just the people sending their children back and forth to school, but everybody in the society, by being able to support the local businesses with higher wages, by not having sick children from the sick school bus driver, and by reduced accidents. Thank you.
My name is Tom Henn. I've worked for the City of Portland for 9 years in the Parks Bureau as a horticulturist, and I'm a proud member of Laborers Local 483. I'm here today to talk to you about the myths and realities concerning contracting out. Many people believe that private companies do a better job for less than hardworking, dedicated union employees. Well, the truth of the matter is that privatization is more expensive and does not guarantee a better result. There's less transparency with private companies, and workers do not whistleblow. This can lead to shortcutting jobs being performed unsafely and not to expected standards. Another myth is that it shrinks government. Well, privatizing just pays someone else to do the same job. The money just comes out of a different pocket. Several years back, the city contracted with Napa to staff their stores departments. Costs increased due to overhead, overstocking of supplies, and charges to return items. Where were the savings? Another myth. Privatization is more efficient because a contractor can be fired if they are not performing. Well, reversing contracts is expensive and often disrupts services. As part of my job with the city, I work on construction projects for mine and other bureaus. We do not charge for change orders, and should an emergency arise, we are able to respond quickly to protect infrastructure and the wonderful citizens of Portland. If the sewer breaks in front of your house, or a tree falls in the street, it only takes a phone call to mobilize people and machines to get things moving again. These are hard-working, loyal employees who earn family wage jobs, pay taxes, and love this city. Many of the unions in the city are currently negotiating their contracts. It would seem that these efforts are being spearheaded by Catbert, the evil director of HR from the cartoon Dilbert. They want us gone. They want us gone. In the movie Network, there's a now famous line that went, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Well, I'm going to take poetic license here, and I'm going to ask you to join me in saying, "I'm mad at Hales. Mayor Charlie Hales. I'm mad at Hales, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Let me hear you. I'm mad at Hales, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm mad at Hales, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Thank you. Solidarity now.
My name is Camilo Marquez. I'm a healthcare reform activist with Jobs with Justice Healthcare Committee. And I'm going to speak about healthcare. This is really the perfect example of all of these issues. Now, you think healthcare is one of those industries which they cannot export overseas because it's a service. But do you think that the captains of industry haven't figured out how to beat that? I'll give you an example. Your doctor bills are paid by insurance. Insurance companies are regulated by the states. What do the insurance companies do? They ship their operations offshore so they can't be regulated. That's an example of globalization in healthcare. Financialization. An example of that is, you know what Medicaid is? Medicaid is the coverage for people who cannot afford to buy insurance. people who are under the poverty line. This is the least well-funded of all of the government programs. Reimbursement rates for doctors are very low, so many doctors don't want to accept Medicaid patients. So what are they doing with this? In some states, they are literally selling contracts to corporations to administer Medicaid. So that means more money is going to be taken out of that fund for profits, and it's not going to go into health care. Privatization. I don't have to really explain this. You know that medical care is a commodity in this country. It's regulated by the marketplace, supposedly. But what happens is that where privatization, they're really not so interested in creating accessible health care, quality health care. Their concerns are going to be first for the shareholders. Even with the Oregon healthcare transformation, where the state is going to expand healthcare, there's a $2 million grant that the federal government has given. You're going to have the state providing money to private corporations known as the CCOs. The CCOs may be a very good idea, but what is the nature of the incentive for this? What they're doing is they're giving the CCOs a pot of money to cover a population. If they can take care of that population, they get to keep what they don't have to spend on medical care. That money comes out of our taxes. It should go back into the healthcare system. Another example. Austerity. This one, it's something that just drives me nuts. Because while they're talking about we have to do something about entitlements, that means taking money out of your Social Security and out of your Medicare. Imagine if we had a national health program, there would be no expenses where all the politicians are concerned about the budgets and taking money out of austerity. Your health care would be free, it would be covered by taxes. And those of you who are in unions and who worry about contracts, the main issue that you face is how to pay for your health care. There's a bill now, it didn't get passed this year, but we're looking for next year to pass, to have universal health care in Oregon. We're not going to get it nationally, but we're going to get it here in Oregon. What this means to you, as a union, you don't have to fight this contract battle over health care benefits anymore. It means that it's going to be covered. Furthermore, the money that your company is taking out of your paycheck to pay for your benefits, that's going to be a salary increase. So remember, we've got a bill in Oregon to provide single-payer health care. It's a process that's going to take a lot of courage and a lot of fighting, a lot of organizing. The campaign is going to take 2 or 3 years. So pay attention to what's going on with health care and get behind this movement for single-payer universal health care in Oregon. Thank you.
Okay, who filled out a red card, a brick on the wall? How many of you wrote down something that's caused directly by globalization? Sally, what'd you write down? He's gonna bring the mic to you.
My son almost lost his job because of all these city cuts going on.
Okay. So how would you tie that to globalization? You're totally on the right track. How would you tie it to globalization? Sally, you were going to do the job of wrapping it all together for us. I think I saw a few people who wrote stuff down, but all of you have issues. All of you are affected by the economic situation, right? Yeah? Okay. And really, all of these things, globalization, financialization, privatization, and austerity, they work together to impact us, don't they? That's what you were going to say. So, with globalization, with the world domination of the markets, obviously that's going to make it harder for people like Sally's son, who almost lost his job. Financialization, reducing everything to a financial instrument, all financial value is going to affect Sally's son. Privatization, taking away jobs from the public sector that allow for everybody to get their needs met, actually affects Sally's son, who almost lost his job. And of course, austerity, reduced spending for human needs, is going to cause public sector workers to almost lose their jobs. So they all tie together, and Ajamu is going to wrap it up and tell you how we can actually beat this all together.
Well, you all already know how we can beat it, so we're just going to kind of reiterate it, because I don't know if we forget or we just get preoccupied. So we always have to talk about what we have to do. So we're talking about all these things. We gave some great examples of how they impact our lives and how we're being destroyed and devastated by all these things happening. But the thing we have to, I think is important for us to remember, that we can't just look at it in a vacuum. We can't say, well, the problem is at City Hall. The problem is the mayor. The problem is in Salem. The problem is in DC. The problem is worldwide. And if you look at everything we have, everything we've gained, how many people here work an 8-hour day, have benefits, have vacation? That came from a mass movement. It didn't come from legislation. The legislation was the result of the mass movement, really to stop the militancy in the movement. I'm standing here able to come in this park because of the civil rights movement. That was a movement that happened. It wasn't the civil rights bill that allowed me to stand here. I'm not going to credit Lyndon B. Johnson for me standing here. I'm going to credit the masses of nameless, faceless people who got out on these streets and made this happen. So we know that if we don't like these things we've talked about, we know that's what we need to do. We know that. I'm not telling anybody here anything you don't know. So what we have to do is we have to get involved. How many people are in organizations here working to solve the problem? That's great. For those of you in them, we encourage you to stay in them, build them, make them stronger, make them more determined to make a difference. And those of you that are not in organizations, you got to join one today. Join the I Don't Like 90-Degree Weather organization and organize to make change. That's what you have to do. But though, how many people are in unions here? Raise your hand. You've got to participate in the union. A union is not a social service organization. It's not an organization that just gives you higher wages and higher benefits because you're paying dues. A union is an organization that's only as strong as your participation in it. If you're not participating in your union or your organization, you have no right to complain about what it's not doing. No right. In fact, you're the problem in that organization if you're not participating in it. So we've got to get involved. We can't just come to these things and then go have a beer and then just forget about everything we talked about. We got to get involved on a day-to-day basis. We've got to get our children involved on a day-to-day basis. Many of us come to these things and our children have no knowledge of what we're talking about here today. We've got to raise our children to understand these things and be involved in it. How many of us are willing to make that pledge to do that today? All right. Turn to the person next to you and say, I'm not out here playing today. I'm going to make a commitment to organize for justice. Turn to the person next to you and say that. Because we've got to be about that if we want to make this thing go away and make it better. All right. So we thank you for coming to the Teach Out. There are many organizations. Erica's going to tell you about them. If you're not in one, you should join them.
Organizations that you can get involved with that spoke today are VOS. We have OSEA. We have Laborers Local 483. We are Rockwood. We are Oregon. Opal. And I want you to announce your organizations that are fighting those big issues. Communities and Postal Workers United. Yeah. Woo! Awesome. Any others? How about we pass the mic?
Portland Association of Teachers Retirees.
Teachers, we love teachers.
Yeah, I am with the union, local 8 for the hotel restaurants.
Awesome. HERE, local 8.
American Association of University Professors.
too. You teach about this stuff, right? Any other organizations to announce?
United Auto Workers, 1981.
Awesome. UAW.
Healthcare for all Oregon and single payer.
Healthcare. We need healthcare.
People's Budget Project.
People's Budget, the anti-austerity folks. Any others? Portland Healthcare Action Group. SEIU. Hyphy, housing is for everyone. All right, thank you very much. Oh, hold on 1 second. Community Alliance of Tenants. People who, ILWU. These are all the organizations that are fighting globalization, financialization, privatization, and austerity. So get involved in them if you aren't already. It seems like everybody here pretty much is. And to further our efforts, we are going to be doing a rally, which I think we're going to start gathering towards the center here. So if everybody everyone wants to make their way towards the center of the park to rally up. All right. Thank you.
So what is going on with the day labor thing? Is it the mayor any day now is supposed to give us his answer as to what he's going to help us doing? We're trying to get PDC to donate the land. PDC owns the land that the center is on, and we'd like it if they would donate the land. That way we can get money from grants to do capital improvements. We can build a building there where we can have our office and the center, a drive-through underneath the building for employers to drive and pick up some workers. So even if we don't get them to sign over the land, we can get a long-term lease or something. We need some kind of a semi-permanent solution so that we can get money to build on the land.
Right now, you're just it's a sort of a temporary lease. They've let them be there for a year or two.
Actually, this month the lease ends. There was a 5-year lease. We pay $5 a year to be there, and the city supports us financially for part of our expenses. But we need to be able to, since the lease is up, and we only have a month-by-month rent, and with a 6-month promise that they won't do something within
something negative, or what's the promise?
The promise is that they won't do something else with the land before 6 months. So each month we get to pay the rent, and we're okay for 6 months, but that's not enough time to make improvements on the land because it's not really ours.
Yeah, it's real temporal.
It's real temporary. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're asking now for you guys like the PDC? You'd like them to donate that land?
PDC to donate it. The city has control over PDC, so the mayor is the one who really has the power.
Okay. So we need to put pressure on him to do it or encourage him. Yeah, because it's a good thing and it's creating jobs and it's a good organized way to bring employers to workers.
And we're getting union support, we're getting community support. We've got a lot of people writing letters, as you see right here.
Good.
People are in support of the center because it helps bring up the minimum wage for everybody, because we have a minimum wage now actually of $12 an hour, which is above the minimum wage in Oregon.
So
day laborers.
For the day laborers, they have a minimum wage of $12. That's good. That's responsible and reasonable. Yes.
Right.
Good.
And we do all kinds. We do skills training. We do language training. They do music. They do a lot of different things in the center. It's a community center, not just a place for people to go together.
Yeah, and I was there on Martin Luther King Day as all part of the community and celebrating. Yep,
Right.
it was great.
Right. We marched across the bridge.
Yes. Well, thanks for speaking up and encouraging people to contact the mayor.
All right.
Yes.
Hey, everyone here, everyone, hey, you, red, with a red t-shirt. Hello? Here we are. If you want to see a role-play skit made by BOSS, the Workers' Rights Education Project, right now, here, we're going to start in 1 minute. Come around here, and we're going to start it.
We have a little skid here in just a minute.
So the boss is gonna come, bring some people, and he's gonna sign the petition. Asking for a fair transfer. Right. I used to work. I pay $2 per hour.
$2 an hour, that's not good. We need more than $2 an hour. No good. We need more than $2 an hour.
We need a worker center.
We need a worker center. We need a minimum wage.
No more wage there.
Hey guys, up here. Let's go here. No more here.
This is our corner.
This is corner.
No. Let's go. Please.
We need a worker center.
Yeah. We need a worker center.
We need a worker center.
We need to get together. We need to form a worker center.
We need a worker center.
This is a meeting to save the center.
We're meeting today at the BOSS Worker Center to try to save the center.
Some of the benefits of the worker center is that we have English classes, we have skill trainings, we have computer classes, everything. We have a shelter, we have coffee.
So the city has helped us form the center. The mayor has helped us. We've gotten support from unions and community groups, but we need more. We need more support because now, after 5 years, our lease is up, and we can't stay here permanently. So we can't build on this land. We need a permanent solution. So we need to go to our community and talk to them.
Let's go to the community and ask for their support.
Okay, so you are our community.
Necesitamos una solución.
We need a solution. We need a permanent solution.
We have a business plan and we have an architect's conceptual design for our new center, and the mayor says he's supportive.
So we need your help in getting the mayor to do what he says he's going to do. All the commissioners, we need your help by signing the petitions we have right here at this table.
All of you, if you want to sign the petition to save the center, it's on the table over there.
Thank you very much.
All right, give it up for BOSS. And don't forget, if you didn't sign it, that's the table. This is already the PSUAAUP people are signing it right now. So if you didn't sign it, please sign the support for BOSS in the Worker Center. Thank you very much.
We take jobs that we think we deserve with security and benefits, or settle for less because we already start in the negative. We're desperate, frustrated, and defeated. And this is exactly the opposite of how the university should leave us, and it is not what we deserve.
Hello, I'm Chris Bochus. I work as a school bus driver. I drive your children to and from school. Unfortunately, it's a privatized company. It's privatization. They sent the local school bus and your tax money overseas as profit rather than to the workers where it belongs. Safety. Safety is not a number one concern with privatization. Profit. That's what they're all about. Wages. They take our wages that would normally get, and after we got the contract, our reduced wages go as profit overseas, not to the locals, overseas. We have healthcare. That's profit going overseas. It's not going to us.
But there's a problem.
Sick days.
No overtime.
Going overseas,
no exception.
not to us.
So how do they pay me for working over 40 hours? They give me free food. Not wages, free food. That makes it okay, right? No.
Growing up to steal all your money, aren't I? Come on, buddy.
Including medical
That's a dangerous thing to ask me how to spell. But I can do that one. I think so. You're asking a very dyslexic dude to spell. You're brave.
Yeah, I don't know what West is called, but like not city center. Okay.
We've got the old faithfuls, you know, the classic messages, or something a little more zesty. Anything to kind of let the bank know how you feel about their rape and pillage of our community.
What are you asking people to do here?
We're making signs because we're going to go as a group go over and put a message to the banks about just all the hardship that we are still struggling with. Because reality is banks are doing fabulous, big corporations are doing fabulous, and working people are still fighting for crumbs.
We're suffering.
We are more than suffering.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of problems, whether it's unfunded education, lack of community services, you name it. And right now, you know, and I'm going to go off on a little rant since you're recording me. Right now, the legislature has the courage to go after worker pensions instead of the folks that are making record profits. So it seems appropriate to respond. So.
Are you working from a SEIU? Are you a member?
Yes. Well, I'm actually a staff guy. So I'm a staff guy. I'm a CWA 7901 member. I'm a Jobs with Justice supporter. And of course, I'm also a supporter of SEIU. So
good.
A lot of work to be done.
Right. So this table here, you're trying to get people to make some signs, as we see people doing right here.
Yeah, make a sign that you're willing to take over and put up on the bank wall. So when they come in Monday morning at 9:05,
they got our messages. They can see our voices.
Well, and more importantly, the community can see our messages.
Good point. Yes.
Yeah, so both matter.
Good.
So
lots of people filling stuff out.
Yeah. Good. I'm in vote. I kind of have to invite folks to, say what you really mean, because we're all so used to being polite. This politeness needs to have its place. This just isn't it.
Yeah.
So that's, of course, my opinion.
Good. Well, thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
It's important.
You too, brother. Hey, did you come up with a mean slogan? Right on. Just as always, the faithful,
Thank you. Solidarity now. That has a magic wand. Because I don't know one. Alright? The way we get what we want from the boss is collective. That is the only way. The only way we win is to work
Tell me, man, what you got on your mind?
I'm talking with Jack here today on the Trans-Pacific Partnership and how we're going to get some transparency and slow it down so that the workers in the other part of the world are not exploited, the environment is not trashed, and don't suffer also because they lose jobs to overseas. So go ahead, Jack.
Okay, this is 12 countries. 12 countries, Japan, Canada, Mexico, and the United States are negotiating this. It will supersede NAFTA. We call it NAFTA on steroids. The reason most people don't know about it is because we negotiated in secret. Over 600 corporations are telling us what's put in it. And like my representative, Bonamici, says, well, it'll be good for Oregon. Well, which part of Oregon? Only a very few people. The rest of us are going to lose our jobs like the freight planner folks did. So we need to get on these. Everybody, Merkley's will stop it, vote against it. DeFazio will vote against it. The rest of them, Wyden, Blumenauer, Bonamici, and Schrader, and Walden, of course, will vote for it, unless we hassle them enough. Enough pressure has gotten Earl Blumenauer to change it. So the first thing up in Congress is called fast track. It's rules whereby they abdicate their ability to represent us. They only have a short time to consider what's in it. They don't have time to find out what's in it. And they don't get to change it. They just have to vote yes or no. So call up your representative and your senator, particularly Wyden, and tell them no on abdicating, no fast track rules, and stop this free trade agreement, and pass the Trade Act, which tells the administration how to make a fair trade. Because this will be devastating. This will be far worse than anything we've done before. Our jobs and lives of people overseas.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, the process so far has been corporations negotiating in secrecy, so nobody can see what's going on, so environmental regulations are not taken into consideration. They can exploit workers through working conditions, poor working conditions, and basically they can get away with anything they want, and that's how the 1% stays the 1% in this country. Is that correct?
Yes, and they get more of they just suck our wealth, and if you want to stop global warming, then you're going to have to be able to regulate coal exports, things like that, natural gas. Well, if that's an impediment to free trade, then we don't get to do that. We just signed our ability to do that away.
Okay, so come up and see Jack, get a card, be sure and contact your congressperson and the senators, and just keep leaning on them, saying we need transparency in the TPP negotiations. Is that applause?
I want to get one of those cards. Thank you. Thank you.
You've got stuff on the back too about fast track.
About fast tracking? Good, okay. We need to be informed about this, then we can have a voice and put our opinion and do what you were saying.
We have gotten Blumenauer trained on a couple of them.
Good.
We've got a hell of a lot.
Good.
And the stakes are bigger in this one. Bonamici, though, my representative, well, these look like they're going to be good for Oregon.
Good, okay, good.
Yeah, good for Nike and good for Intel and those jobs in South Vietnam.
Well, you know, I think if we just keep talking about it and we get educated and we bring the truth up, and what's obvious and what's good for everybody, it has to resonate and start seeing some fruits, you know.
Right, well, like replacing the people who vote for it.
Yeah, that's a good start too. Thank you. Good stuff.
This for many, many years. It's absolutely essential she get it.
I have to look it up again because I think it has diagnosis below.
What do you mean below the line?
Yeah, the diagnosis below diagnosis, the line, and I have to look at it. I gotta get back with my secretary. I don't think I can do it.
Can we talk with you in the morning, please, about this?
Oh, I have to get back. It's not enough. on our line.
Anna, I was just on the phone with the insurance company. They're going to get back to us tomorrow. I think that we can work this out. So I'm going to arrange for the nurse to give you a few more pills that I think are going to tide you over for a while. And if you can come back and see me in another 4 weeks, please.
What did he say about the wheelchair? What about the wheelchair?
I think we can come up with something on that as well. I'm sorry, but it just takes time with these.
He's gonna die without that medicine.
We'll get you some to tide you over for a while. Give us time to work it out with the insurance company.
I think he said we should call tomorrow. What? So tomorrow we call you?
Yes.
Tomorrow we call you.
Thank you, yeah, so much. Thank you.
Okay.
One month later. Now Louisa has her wheelchair. We've got the wheelchair.
Louisa, that's as fine a wheelchair as I've ever seen. Well, I'm glad we worked that out with the insurance company.
Yeah, thank you, but then I tell him I don't know how to explain what happened. Tell him, please.
So Louisa, she had this brilliant idea because the insurance company, they gave us the medicine.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They refused to give the wheelchair. They refused, and we had to have the wheelchair. I can't carry her. So Louisa had a great idea. We changed insurance companies. We got a new insurance company, Profitable Health.
Profitable Health Insurance got you the wheelchair.
Yes.
Whatever that takes, I'm glad for you.
But now they won't give the medicine.
What?
We have the wheelchair, but not the medicine. We just have 2 more days, and you said she'd die if she doesn't have the medicine. We don't know what to do.
What do I have to do to get proper care for my patients? It seems that I'm always having the insurance company come between me and my patients.
Here's the letter, doctor. Here's the letter. Here's the letter.
What next? I have a passion.
Now we want one of you.
So, thank you so much for listening. Now, what we like to do is really, how do you believe can we change the situation of oppression you were seeing here? Could you see that we have different levels of oppression, right? Did you? The doctor? The caregiver? But how about the patient? Was that really hard or not? So I will propose to you, who would like to come over here and take my place and change the situation? Whatever would be in your mind. You what? Wonderful. Wait a minute, your name please? Marian. So we have here Marian. She is willing to take my place as a patient. So what I have to say, Marian, where you want to get, from the beginning or in which point of the play you want to be?
You look like you can do it better than me.
Oh, so listen this. No, not yet. Later. But yes, please, hold on, just a minute.
I don't know if I can be that.
Now, she needs your help because she wants to start at the point where I change the insurance company from healthy profits to profitable health. Okay?
Scene 2.
Yeah, you do. So, you mean, Ace, you're already sitting here and you are talking. And they are talking. So, this is it. Do you need this? No. You don't need it? Okay.
I am tired of putting up with insurance companies that won't give me the insurance I need. So what I've done is I have signed up for a co-op insurance company, which is available in Oregon. You can find pamphlets about it down in different places. I wish I had something to tell you. But there is a co-op insurance company in Oregon, and the insurance premium is only $35 a month.
And they have wheelchairs?
I don't know.
So Marian is signed up with a co-op $35 a month that provides her medical care for her. That's wonderful.
Thank you, Marion. Thank you.
I'm going to change
Anybody would like to take the place of the patient again? Do you have any different solution for this? In your mind, whatever would be.
So CEOs don't have solutions. CEOs just take the money.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want you, man. They don't want another one. They don't want another CEO. Taking the money, they don't want that. How can we change it?
Anybody had success dealing with the insurance companies?
Yes.
So, your name is? Julie?
And I volunteer with him.
Oh, so Julie is taking the place of the patient. You want to be in which moment, Julie? From the beginning, from this point, how you want to do it?
I am the widow of a Foreign Service officer, so I get American Foreign Service protected
So my question for you is, which point of the play you want to get in right now?
Oh, I'm explaining what kind of insurance I have.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're explaining what kind of issues you have. That's great. So, and how you think this will help the patient? Yeah, your idea. Any idea you were thinking? You can just tell people.
To help the patients not be mistreated by me.
Do is work for the federal government and get their wonderful health care. And I say I'm a widow of a Foreign Service officer. I belong to the American Foreign Service Protection Association. I pay very little health care. I pay very little insurance, and I get fabulous health care.
You're talking about Medicare.
That's wrong
about
they don't cover eyes, teeth, or ears. I'm the CEO of that.
So
I'm one of the lucky few. I consider myself a Brahmin.
And may I ask you, how would you act if you were the patient in this moment? What do you tell to everyone?
If the patient, because the patient has, they got the wheelchair but no medicine. First they got the medicine but no wheelchair. Then they got the wheelchair but no medicine. So what does the patient
And he's very young. He's very young, 20 years old.
Probably commit suicide.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
Otherwise, going to bankruptcy because of healthcare.
Wow, that's even more concerning. Did you hear what she said? So, can you just say again so all of them you hear you? Because I told her this person is a very young person, just 20 years old, and is a paraplegic, right? Like from the night to the day. That was his true story. And what did she say? She would commit suicide.
So reality.
What you would do? What do you think?
We gotta change the system.
Well, let's change the system.
So what do you guys think? So
March,
anybody
rallies,
wants to see that?
push. We control the government. The government don't control us. But how we make it happen? Link. That's
Great.
it. That's the only
now,
way.
let's give him the chance to be the CEO if you want it. So you give him the cape.
Okay. I get to wear a jacket on
So which one you want to start, bro?
Who do I want to start?
Which point
What
there to
point
play?
does play do you think?
How about when when Luisa comes in for the second time?
For
Okay.
the second scene, so I have to be here still.
Yeah, so you got the wheelchair.
Yeah, so
Okay. Well, Luisa, it's good to see you. And you have your wheelchair now. That's as fine a wheelchair as I've ever seen. I'm so glad.
I'm learning still, but it's good.
Okay.
So, but when I tell him,
Brilliant idea that we changed insurance companies because the other insurance company, no way would they give us the wheelchair. So Louisa said, let's change insurance companies. So
Hey, y'all, come on up here in the front. We're going to have a little program here. Start moving up here.
I want to listen to
Fun on
this.
the games. Learn some things. Meet some people. all about
We're ending this. Come on.
workers and giving them justice in the work site, standing up for things like a decent wage and benefits.
I'm gonna just buy the state legislature and get my laws passed and make sure that you can't get your health care.
You keep denying us?
That's right. Because it makes me more money.
On what? A bank.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Are you gonna be like Steve? I don't know. Can we get a couple microphones, even if we have to hold them up for these folks? Bring up some mic stands. Come on up. Give me a little bit of that fiddle, working class fiddle. Don't you know the best fiddlers in the world were working class people because they do a hard day of work and they come back in the evening for some entertainment, and that's what they do. Okay, we're going to pass some buttons around. Hope you had a good time, learned some things, learned about the struggle for justice in the work site, for standing up for the working people, the people who make this country run. But we can't organize them, we can't energize them on an empty bucket. We need contributions like this. So we're going to pass the buckets around, the baskets around. Please chip in so we can keep up our work of organizing workers, bringing them up to the decent wages they deserve, keeping the benefits going in this country, restore those benefits to working people who make this country run. So the baskets are going around. Give you a little music while that's going on. Pump you up. Becoming a luxury in this country. Things like health care and a pension plan that seem to be now only the turf of the ultra rich. How are the baskets doing? We fill those baskets up? Now we're going to do Mr. Steve Jasbro and friends. the basket stop and listen.
Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden surely must have shook that thing. When the leaves started falling and the snake started crawling, he must have given a diamond ring. Eve said to Adam, "You're so cute, but you didn't give me none of that forbidden fruit." Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden surely must have shook that thing. Surely must have shook that thing. Surely must have shook that thing. When the leaves started falling and the snake started crawling, must have given her a diamond ring. One named Abel and one named Cain. Oh, by that they must have shook that thing. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden surely must have shook that thing. Surely must have shook that thing. I ain't gonna wear this old thing no more. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden surely must have shook that thing. Oh, shake it. Surely must have shook that thing. Play one more time. Shook that thing. When the leaves started falling and the snake started crawling, he must have given her a diamond ring. Said to Adam, "Take me to the crib." Adam said, "I can't sleep without my rib." Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden surely must have shook that thing. Surely must have shook that thing. Oh yeah. Surely must have shook that thing.
Very good. Give it up. Hey, Steve, I'm going to call you the professor because I know how well versed you are in the blues. I think that's your nickname, is it not? Now tell me, I think, unless I'm mistaken, the blues came from the working people, did they not?
Yeah, certainly does from the agricultural workers of the Deep South. Yes, sir.
Well, we even look like somebody like John Jackson, who was a grave digger, I think, and go ahead, Purdy Lewis.
Purdy Lewis was a street sweeper in Memphis.
Mississippi John Hurt did some illegal and
no, mostly did agricultural work, cutting logs and farming, and that's how most people got by then.
Okay, we won't talk about it still.
Alrighty, so we're gonna hear from Steve a little bit later. We got a song at the very end. So where's our worker speakers? Come on up. The heroes. Come on up, worker heroes. Yeah. Okay, everybody, come on up. If you're back there, come on up. We have some people that are going to speak. Workers who have been out there organizing, standing up for people on the work sites. They're real heroes. They're both in unions, or community organizations, and they've been out there standing up for workers, making sure there's justice in the work sites, trying to stand up for things like living wages and benefits. And so they devote their time and energy, and they're the real heroes. So I'm just going to turn it over to them. They each have a story to tell. So listen to the story. That's what it's all about. Individually getting involved to make sure that the working conditions in this country are brought to a certain standard, kept at a certain standard, instead of being knocked back. Go with it. Maybe you say your first name and then tell your story.
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Bill Wilson. I'm a teacher here in Portland, and I'm here on behalf of Portland Association of Teachers, and I want you to know that we're here to support the food service workers working for Aramark at the Convention Center. They're fighting to raise their wages, which are way too low. Aramark's also pushing to cut people off health care by doubling the hours they have to work to be eligible for health care. That's bad. These are the parents of our students. When families are economically secure, children come to school ready to learn. Portland rising for healthy cities.
Hi, I'm Anthony Kennedy. I'm from the Horton Convention Center. I'm a dish steward for Aramark. We support the laborers working for the city of Portland because the city is proposing contracting out language which so often suggests and leads to union busting and lower standards. The city, like Metro in our case, should set the standards for living wage jobs. Portland rising for healthy cities.
My name is Farrell. I'm a city worker and a member of Labor's Local 483. I'm here in support of Right to Dream 2. City workers work to provide basic services like roads, sewers, and water. Right to Dream works to provide shelter. I can't really think of anything more basic than that. We all have common goals. That's why we're here. So it's important that we work together to have a city that not only recognizes but fully funds these basic services. Portland rising for healthy cities.
I'm Kirsten from Right to Survive, Right to Dream 2, the advocacy group for the houseless. Right on. And we're here to support the Postal Service workers. They're fighting against layoffs and closures due to the bogus requirement that the Postal Service pay for retirement 75 years in advance. We houseless need the post office to receive our medication, our checks, and for all correspondence, really. We use that as our base. We stand in solidarity with them and everyone. Portland rising for healthy cities.
I'm Willie Groeschel. I'm a local letter carrier. I'm here today in support of the grocery workers and the members of the United Food and Commercial Workers. They're running a campaign to empower the employees at Walmart. Walmart, as we know, is one of the largest corporations that uses a workforce of part-time, temporary, and in their opinion, disposable workers. That model is not good for our community. The Postal Service wants to adopt that same model. Let's all stand together and stop the Walmartization of the Postal Service and the Walmartization of America. Portland rising for healthy cities.
I'm Tim Finn from the Grocery Workers Union. We support the Broadcasters Union technical workers at Coin TV because Coin is trying to change their contracts so workers can opt out of their union. We know how the company will misrepresent, cajole, and pressure until there's no union left. It would be like turning Safeway into Walmart. Portland rising for healthy cities.
technician at Coin TV. We support school bus drivers working for First Student, where they have no health care and no sick leave. Imagine driving a bus full of students with a 103-degree temperature, or knowing that you have no insurance to care for your sick husband. This is wrong and is very unsafe, not only for the bus drivers, but for our kids. They are all our kids, our grandkids, our nieces and nephews, our neighbor kids, all entrusted at the hands of these drivers. Portland Rising for Healthy Cities.
Hi, my name is Marcy Wallace, and I'm a union school bus driver for First Student in East County. We are here today to show support for the Vos Day Labor Center, where immigrants and day laborers organize for better working conditions. Our school bus drivers provide safe transportation to and from school daily because we want to see children succeed. Please help Vos today by signing the petition to transfer the ownership of the land under the Day Labor Center into their name. Thank you. Portland Rising for Healthy Cities!
The last wave, not the least, more waves to come actually, theoretically speaking.
Okay, so,
All right, my name is Andrea, and I work with VOS. We operate the MLK Junior Workers Center, and we are here today to show our support for state workers because in contract negotiations, the state is insisting that the workers pay for all healthcare costs with no cost of living raises. State workers are not fairly paid, and we need them. And in fact, we need even more BOLI workers than we have right now to investigate wage theft, which is something that definitely impacts day laborers. So we stand with state workers today to do what is necessary to win Portland Rising for Healthy Cities.
Hi, I'm Steve, a state worker from Service Employees International Union 503. We support Opal in its campaign for transit equity because we and our families ride the bus to jobs, to health care, to schools, and to healthy food outlets. So we support the fight for a 3-hour transfer, free bus service after 7 p.m., and for Portland and East County students, reduced fares in the summer. Portland Rising for Healthy Cities.
I'm Lynn from Opal Environmental Justice Oregon and Bus Riders Unite. We support students who are concerned that they're being deprived of art, music, drama, and gym in the name of a core curriculum and hours of teaching to the test. This affects our low-income students in hard-hit schools the very most. These are not nameless, faceless people. These are our kids. That's why we're fighting for reduced bus fares for students in East County in the summer for jobs. Portland Rising for Healthy Cities.
Hi, my name's Ian and I'm a member of the Portland Student Union. As students, we support the Portland Association of Teachers because what they need, we need. Every school deserves the arts and the other essentials of public education, not just the ones in the wealthy neighborhoods. We refuse to stand by as the district demands that teachers take on an upwards of 180 students per day or evaluate teachers off of classist and racist standardized tests.
That ain't right!
These measures pose a deadly threat to public education.
Yes.
We'll stand in solidarity with the PAT, even if it means a picket line. Solidarity in Portland Rising for Healthy Cities.
All right, give it up for the heroes, the working people that are standing up for working people. This is what we need in this country because we're not going to have the corporations and the banks stand up for working people, are we? No, they're going to try to take them down. So give it up to the heroes. The planet. Yes, how do we do this also? We not only need money, but we need you, just like the heroes. We need people to pledge to go to 5 events a year to stand up for working people, to fight for good contracts, to stand up for living wages, to make sure benefits don't get pulled out from under people. That's what we need. 5 times a year, that's the pledge. And are the cards out there? They're ready to go. We're ready to have you pledge, because that's how we're going to bring the working people back in this country. That's how we're going to stand up for justice in the work site, is we're all going to be there. We're going to stand up for those who work alongside us. We're going to stand up for those who are after good contracts, and we're going to stand up for those who don't get those kind of benefits yet. Yeah. So sign the pledges. Be there.
What's there? Hello, everyone. My name is Seymour Greenback, and I'm your local banker with the Bank of America. You may see some green baskets floating around out there with money. You can come to our bank. We'll invest it for you. We'll put that in there. I just want to say today that some of you know that the economy has bounced back, and our interests are also your interests and my interests. The ups and the downs of the market are inevitable, but in the end, we will always win. Stick with Bank of America.
BA stands for badass, doesn't it?
We're holding something sharp in your back. We have your back, and you can trust us always. Your $29 million are safe, in our safe. They'll be safe with us. Some of you think we have manipulated the interest rate for the PERS account and on and on. But I can tell you, if you invest with keep investing.
I think this country would be a lot better off if we get rid of those bad acting banks, huh? You know, I got a response to that. Steve and I just ran this through a couple times. We're going to do a little song. The thing I like about songs is when they have choruses. So I'm going to do the chorus, and you're going to sing along to the chorus. No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. Can I hear you? No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. Put in the right key, Steve. My telephone rang one evening, my buddy called for me. Said the bankers are all leaving, now you better come around and see. They started a revelation, they robbed the nation blind. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. The bankers called a meeting to the White House. They went one day. They're going to meet with the president in a quiet and sociable way. The afternoon was sunny and the weather, it was fine. They counted all our money and no bankers left behind. No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the White House now, no bankers left behind. The bankers came to Oregon to see what they could find. They waited till our backs were turned and then they stole us blind. They stole it from the students, they even sold it from the poor. They stole it from the working folks and headed out the door. No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. I hear the whistle blowing, it plays a merry tune. The conductor's calling all aboard, we'll be leaving soon. There's champagne and shrimp cocktail, that's not all you'll find. There's $1 billion bonus and no bankers left behind. No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. No bankers, no bankers, no bankers could I find. They're all down at the station now, no bankers left behind. Lorraine! We're not going to leave the banks behind. What are we going to do?
We've got to get them! Woo! All right, is everybody ready for this? The Service Employees Union and all of us demand that Bank of America return the millions of dollars they owe Oregonians and put it back in public service services. Let's march on Bank of America right now and tell them to give us back our money. And if you need signs, they're right up the tree. Let's grab them and let's go. All right, people.
Don't leave those bankers behind. Let them know what we think. They stole the spline. We're going to go to a website called GetOregon'sMoneyBack.com or .org, and we're going to get that money back by telling state officials, go after the banks. They ripped off $110 million from the state. There's a free bread and other stuff over here on the park bench. Go ahead and help yourself. After the month. Okay, where's the Okay, y'all want to head down to the northeast part of the park, is that correct? Wait a minute, we're gonna head down to the northwest part, along the street.
All right, folks, let's march. Follow the orange vest and the banner and the drums. Let's go.
got bailed out.
We got sold out.
The banks got bailed out.
We got sold out.
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 conspiracy. It was a conspiracy.
Solidarity.
So you're asking if I is less legislation?
Yes.
Is there anybody with authority to tell me what to do?
I got a bank card. Can I do it for banking?
You know, the action really isn't to mess with our brothers and sisters in the uniform.
No.
The action is to make the message, and so without better instruction, I'm inclined to respect this officer's wishes. She wants me to be less. She wants me over there.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, and so I just had to hold the moment because I don't get to chat very much like this, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're talking about the landlord guy.
Got the cops up here doing blood interaction.
Announcement, hold on. Past due, $110 million. And eventually they let us out. Thanks, everybody. What each of us would need, or what the money that Bank of America Return could do for us personally, for our community. Being a student, if we saw the money returned from Bank of America, the arts programs and other extracurriculars could be funded properly, and all schools and class sizes could be reduced. Additionally, the cost of college could be reduced. I know this week Oregon universities had tuition hikes across the board, and so college is becoming less and less affordable.
Loan program.
Oh my God.
Right.
Follow the team.
Okay.
And so, I know when I go to school and I continue my education going to college, I know $6,000 in student debt. And so, if Bank of America returned this money, I would be able to afford to go to college, as would everybody else in this community. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Lynn from Local Environmental Justice Oregon at Bus Riders Unite. For that $110 million, we could buy a bunch of new buses. We could use it to fix the infrastructure on our roads and put people back to work.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in with this horrible night. Bank of America will be back. We'll 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 be back.
cold day. Have a cold day.
JoeAnybody.com. We are in the middle of Macy's in Lloyd Center, marching with about 200 protesters against austerity cuts, workers' rights, solidarity with human rights. Global T here with JoeAnybody.com. We are covering this live. Amazing and spectacular.
Joe and Bobby,
boldly going where the corporate media won't.